I'm going to keep this thing forever. I'm going to put it in the Museum of Old Guy. So, you know, in 50 years from now, when people come and visit the Paradise location, which at that time will be, you know, turned into like a huge resort, we'll have a little museum and we'll stick this in the museum, and people will come by and say, yep, that's the vessel that got Old Guy off the dead planet. And welcome back, everybody, to Empyrion Galactic Survival Alpha 10.5 Project Eden on the hardest settings. I am an Old Guy Gaming, and we've gotten quite a bit of stuff done, so I got some things to get you caught up on the build. And I thought I'd also bring you in for the last part of my landing pad build, too, so you can just kind of see what I'm doing with that, and then I'm going to go through and kind of show you all the new stuff that's that I've done off camera since the last episode. So right now, we're working on a landing pad here that we're going to use to park our vessels and build new vessels. Well, maybe not build new vessels, because I think we're gonna do a factory for the actual building of vessels. But the you know, for just parking the vessels and that sort of thing, that's what this is for. So let's go ahead and get started with this. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to finish building this. I'm going to show you what I've done so far, and then we're going to actually spawn in my warp shuttle ship and my mining ship. Okay, so hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you do, hit that like button and subscribe to the channel, and let's get started. Okay, so let's pop into our drone here, and we're going to turn on structural integrity. And we're going to turn on the XY plane, which I've already got set in the center of my platform here. Okay, so what I'm doing basically is I'm going along, and I'm using just normal concrete. And if you didn't see this in the last episode, by the way, if you didn't see this in the last episode, notice that I am in no danger whatsoever of Xerax attacking. There's not even a drone base. They don't even have a presence on this planet. And of course, we're friendly with the Talon for now, so not really worried about them attacking either. So I'm pretty much free to build with whatever materials I want. I don't usually build much with wood in this game just because wood is so weak, but because you know, because we don't have to worry about getting attacked at all, I'm kind of going to town with it and having fun with it because it looks really good. And I'm just using normal concrete here for the pad. Okay, so anyway, what we're doing here is we're using the ramp block for the sides, so that way if we're on a hover vessel, I'm doing this on all four sides, so if we're on a hover vessel, oh shit, we need food, we can just get right up on there really quick without having to worry about you know, bumping into the edge or anything. Not that a hovercraft would have any trouble with that height, but I just thought it would be a little bit of a smoother ride. We are going to have to start thinking about doing something about food. I mean, we've got plenty of protein bars, so it's not like we're out of food, but you know, the next thing too is I have 87 growing plots made up, and then a couple of additional that we will salvage from somewhere. And so the next thing, major build thing we're going to do is we're going to work on the garden, but we're not going to do that in this episode. And that I might go ahead and actually show again on camera, just because I have kind of a cool plan with it. And you guys will probably want to see that build. So we'll probably do another, you know, like the time-lapse montage with that. But again, that's not going to happen in this episode. Okay, so back to work here. So what I'm doing basically is we're using the ramp blocks here. And I'm coming out 7 blocks. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay. And then in the middle here, we're just using normal blocks. Same thing. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay. And then we're putting in supports. And I'm using the cylinders for that. Just because I think they look a little, whoops, a little nicer than the, what the hell was that all about? I don't know. Empyrion being weird. They look a little bit nicer. Oh, I wonder if it had something to do with this one being really shallow. I don't know. Yeah, the cylinders, I think they look a little bit nicer for the pylons, you know, than just using square blocks for everything. So that's kind of what's going on with here. All right, so we got that in, and now we're going to switch to just the normal cubes and do our little plane fill in there with the control key. Same thing over here. Excellent. Now, whenever you're making a landing pad like this, you know, when you're down here standing on it, it seems huge, but it's never big enough. And especially when you start, getting into capital vessels. And you know, my biggest capital vessel build is enormous. It would not fit on this. Not even, well, maybe half of it would fit on here. That's how big my biggest capital vessel is that I've built. But I also have, you know, like a small and a mid-range capital vessel that we'll eventually bring in too. Well, we're going to bring the small one in this episode. So, but you know, I don't need to make this absolutely ginormous either. And it's always, you can always expand it later too. That's the other thing. So let's just go out one more section and we'll call that good for now. And like I said, if we need to expand it later, we can do that. Okay, so let's see. Back to the blocks here. We want to go back to the ramp block. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. We're going to change this end block to a corner block, but we'll do that later. All right, and then again, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. There we go. Okay, let's put our supports in. We'll start over here. I wonder if this is going to do the weird thing on us again. Okay. 1, 2, 3. Nope, that time it behaved. Yeah, sometimes Empyrion just does weird stuff like that. And we'll bring that one down too. Cool. Whoa, what happened over there? What the hell? That wasn't supposed to happen. Okay, let's just do this. The symmetry plane calculations must have just gotten off a little bit. Oh no, wait, hold on, hold the fort. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I went out too far in the middle. That's what happened. Okay. That's what happened there. So what we're going to do is put that support in. Is that all the way down? It looks like it. And we'll trim this other stuff back off again. Can't take me anywhere. All right. So, those of you who are following the series and are watching now, it is October the 3rd right today. You have just seen, well, no, tomorrow's episode that you're going to see that's going to come out on YouTube is the episode where I found the EVA boost and the large armor. And that was like the kind of the turning point. Up until that point, I just had one hell of a struggle on the dead planet. And then the episode after that, I can tell you guys all this because this is future old guy talking to you guys, by the way. Okay, future old guy coming from the future talking to you guys in the past. The next episode after that, which you will see Saturday morning on October the 5th, which is my wife's birthday, by the way. I better not forget it, huh? Is when I found the warp drive. And then on Sunday morning's episode, that's when we got the hell off that planet. It's the best time ever. Absolutely best day of my Empyrion life. So I'm excited for you guys to see those episodes. It's going to be cool. But in the meanwhile, you know, I've been here just kind of lounging on this tropical beach, enjoying this warm weather, all the food I can eat, all the oxygen I can breathe, no radiation, and it's just been bliss. It's just been bliss. Any trouble that we're going to get into now, we're going to have to cause for ourselves. That's really what it amounts to. All right, enough talking. Let's get this going here. We've got lots of stuff to do today. So, let's see. We're going to go to here, and we're going to fill this one in, like so. And same thing here. Okay, now, what we have to do next is we have to change the end blocks here. So let's take these back off. Yeah, that gets a little iffy there, doesn't it? All right, let's put the ramp block in here just so we get that support in place. In fact, well, here. Yeah, let's do the same thing here. Okay, and then we're going to fill all the ramps in here. like so. And now what we have to do is the corners. And in the corners, we're going to use the shaved off corner block. One of the newer blocks, which is this guy here, Sliced Corner D. It fits in there nicely. Still covers the cylinder there. All right, that's it, guys. We have completed, for now anyways, our initial landing pad. It's really not that big, but it's big enough for us to get started with, right? It'll be big enough for us to get started with, but like I said, we can always expand it out later on as needed. Okay, cool. Let's go ahead and turn the symmetry plane off and the debugger off. I will go through and texture everything too. Not going to do that right now, of course, but when we are completely finished with the build, or by the time we are completely finished with the build, I should say, everything will be nice and textured. I don't think I'm going to bother putting the tip of the ramp on, because this part already goes, is submerged anyways, and it's not needed at all. That's really almost more for aesthetics anyway, but a little bit of a smoother launch coming up too. So yeah, all right, let me show you what's going to happen. So as you can see, well, let's go ahead and take a look inside the A-frame first. All right, so I put in double doors, and I carved out the sides here, and I moved all of the constructors back as far up against the wall as I could go. Can't go any further than that, of course, but that's okay, because it gives us actually room to walk around behind here, so that's not a problem at all. So we moved the constructors back. This is our input. This is our output. This is general, and I just named that loot for the time being. I might change that stuff up later, not really sure. We have the kitchen area over here, and I'm going to add more stuff to this, get the floor decorated. Everything will be decorated when it's all said and done. This is going to be kind of our medical area over here, and notice I did make a med bay, so we got that now. Okay, this is going to go out to the garden, which I have not started yet. We'll do that maybe in the next episode or the next 2 episodes. We'll see how things go. And then let's see, what else did I do? Did just a tiny bit of stuff upstairs. Really all I did was I set a bed down, and I put a little chair out here on my balcony, so in the evening I can sit down and sip an alien margarita or a pina colada. I actually like pina coladas. I'm not really much of a cocktail drinker. I don't like whiskey at all. It's just me, but I like beer. Beer's my thing, right? But every once in a while I like a cocktail, and I like pina coladas in particular, but margaritas are good too. So, since we're in the tropics, right, we sit down on our chair in the evening after a hard day's work, working on the base, and we sip ourselves a margarita or 10 and just enjoy our wonderful life here in paradise. Anyway, so yeah, that's pretty much it for the A-frame. Now, as you probably noticed, I have power. We've got the power, baby. So on each side of did I put these railings up in the last video? I think I did. If I didn't, well, hey, look, I put railings up. Okay, so we basically have the max number of solar panels that the game allows, which is 15 per base. Okay, so we've got 8 over there, and we've got 7 over there. Okay, I had these 2 antennas in my inventory from looting. We picked them up from somewhere, I don't remember. So I kind of had this cool idea to where we would make these antennas and they would be like wireless. And so basically all the power that this station over here is generating is being wirelessly transmitted over to that one, because that's our actual substation right there. That's the powerhouse, baby. So let's go take a look at that. And again, I'll texture all this and make it look really cool. You can see that we got maximum efficient placement of the solar panels too, because the sun travels east to west across the sky, so we are getting the max power right now, babe. I don't know why I keep calling you guys babe. Don't pay any attention to me. I don't know what the hell I'm talking about. Anyway, here's the stats if you're interested. So we've got a max output of 50. Well, that's just the generator. I did put a T1 generator in because what the hell? I mean, we're going to keep building this base. It's going to get bigger. We probably didn't need to, but I did anyways because I can. So we got that, and then we have 90 in total when you add in the capacitors as well. Currently, 159 power unit consumption. I want to put some bigger fuel tanks in too, and those are actually underneath the A-frame. I don't know if I'm going to keep them there, but that's where I put them currently. And then, you know, solar power currently is outputting 1.5 kpu with an average output of 544 because it takes into account, of course, nighttime when we don't have sunshine. So we do have a bit of a charge in the battery. It is at 8%, so that's not bad at all. That's not bad at all. Of course, I'm not really doing anything at the moment. The constructors, I don't know, are the constructors doing anything? Let's see. Oh yeah, they are. They're making blocks. So the constructors are actually working, or at least one of them is. And so yeah, power's good. Power is absolutely phantasmagorical. So yeah, this is my little power station I built, and everything that's in here is the Jenny, the power core, or just the core, and I have 8 capacitors in here. Okay, so this is like our little powerhouse, our little substation. And I'll do a little more decoration here. I might make use of some of the new, you know, conduit blocks at some point. We'll have to see. And doing good. So, all right. So, guys, that's pretty much gets us caught up on the build so far. Like I said, we will continue working on this in the upcoming episodes. I don't want to do a bunch of back-to-back build episodes. We'll mix it up. We'll do other stuff too. I cut a couple of, you know, passageways through, you know, through this thingy too. There's one down there, one here, and we might put another one up a little further too as we need it. But I think it's coming along pretty good. I'm excited. We do need to get that farm going ASAP, just so, you know, we can get the food going. But otherwise, we are rocking and rolling. All right, I think it's time, guys, for us to spawn in our ships. We have 2 ships in the factory ready to go. Well, 1 ship and 1 hover vessel. So let's go out here on our handy dandy new launch pad, parking pad, and let's bring these guys in. Okay, so the first one we're going to do is the warp shuttle. Okay, so let's do it. Here we go. All right, I guess we'll put it right there. Okay, there she is. See, now once you bring this big ass thing in, this pad's not so big, is it? And this is a very small capital vessel too, very small. Okay, so let me give you just a little bit of history about this. I talked about it a little bit maybe in a couple episodes ago. But the first thing I want you guys to know is that I was not the original... Well, we're going to have to change those blocks out with some of the new blocks. I was not the original creator of this basic design of this vessel. Well, I say basic design because I've made so many changes to it. But the original warp shuttle was actually built by Rustimus. And some of you guys may know who he is. He's definitely built a name for himself on the Empyrion workshop. And so, you know, he was the original builder of this, but his build was as basic as you could get. Everything was made out of just normal steel. He didn't have all the stuff on it that I've put on it. It was just as basic as you could get. But the cool thing about it was that you could get into a warp-capable vessel. Remember, this was back before we had small vessel warp drives, too. This was a long time ago. You know, pre-Alpha 7, probably. I'm not exactly sure when he originally put this up here. But we didn't even get warp drives for, holy crap, what the hell? We might have to do something about that. There's like a big old gap there. Didn't even notice that. Anyway, yeah, so back then you couldn't make a small vessel warp drive. It didn't exist in the game, so the only option you had for warping was capital vessel. And so this was a really cheap way, you know, in the fairly early game to bring in a warp capable vessel. So what I did is I spawned this in, I think in Alpha 8. Pretty sure it was Alpha 8. I spawned this in on my YouTube series that I was doing at that point in time. And I took this thing out. I got hit just a couple of times by a POI of the moon, and it just about destroyed the whole thing. And I'm going, all right, this isn't going to work. So I upgraded it. And basically, it's now got combat steel. So, and it's, you know, this is all hardened glass or armored glass, combat steel, pretty much around the whole ship, and it's a lot tougher now. So it can take some hits, of course, because it's got combat shield. All the thrusters and the storage boxes, which we need to change, are, you know, covered with the, with the shutters, which are pretty tough. You'll notice that I have two retractable miniguns on here, so it can defend itself if it needs to. And when we're not using those, we just tuck them away, just like that. It's got a ramp on the back so that you can park your hover vessel right up on the back, and then it's also got enough room to park a small vessel up front. And then it's got an access from the top to get into the little cockpit there, as well as the accesses from down below. Now, it doesn't have, it's still very, very basic. It's just a lot tougher than it was, okay? But it does have an O2 station. Unfortunately, the Capital's O2 stations are 2 blocks high, so I had to kind of fit this in the floor and kind of finagle it to get it to work. So, it has an O2 station, a 1 O2 tank, so that you can, pressurize the cabin and, get O2 and stuff. But it doesn't have, like, any, there's nothing to cook. There's no medical bay, nothing like that. However, what I do with this is a medical bay in particular, I bring that with me, and I just keep it in the storage. And, then I just plop it down on top of the ship if I need to use it. So we still have the ability, to do that. And if I'm going to go, like, into a dangerous POI where I have a chance of getting killed, I'll put the medical bay down first, so it also creates the spawn point, so I can spawn right back at the capital vessel itself. Yeah, because see, you can't set this to spawn unless you have the medical bay down. But I don't have to keep the medical bay mounted permanently, see, so it works out pretty good. So this little ship is actually, me and this little ship have been through a lot of miles together, and it does very, very well for, an early game small capital vessel. So we will be using this for starters here in this season, and, as time goes on, and, well, the thing that we have to do is we have to hit level 20, okay? Because when we hit level 20, then we're going to bring in the Chisel. The Chisel is also a ship that, in fact, the Chisel is a prefab. It is, where the hell are the prefabs at? Here we go. It's this prefab right here, the Tier 1A prefab, but heavily, heavily modified by me. And I did that in Season 1 of Alpha 10 on my YouTube series, if you guys are curious, to see what I did and what that build was. So the Chisel 2 is a very capable, mid-game, mid-sized, well, I would say still small to mid-sized capital vessel. But notice that you have to be level 20, plus we're going to have to get some Z and E before we can actually get that in. But we will be gunning for this, when we're big enough to do it. So until we hit level 20, we'll be using our little friend, the Warp Shuttle here. Okay, so there she is. Now, we do need to do a little bit of work on her. And let's go ahead and actually do that right now. So what we have to do, actually, let's go back into the base for a second, because I need some food anyway. And I need to make a couple of things. So what we're going to do is we're going to make, because that's not fully upgraded Alpha 10, by the way. And the reason being is because I didn't even use it in Alpha 10. I used it in Alpha 9, but I didn't use it in Alpha 10, so it doesn't have all the stuff upgraded. So let's see. What we're going to do here, let's cancel all that stuff for now. So in this guy, we're going to have to go to our tree here first. Okay, so capital vessel. What we need is controllers, ammo controllers. Well, two ammo controllers or a regular controller. I don't, for vessels, okay? I don't understand the purpose of a normal container controller, because you can put an ammo controller or an ore controller if it happens to be a, oh, you know what? That's what we should do. We should do an ore controller. Where the hell's it at, though? Do I have to learn that in the hover vessel place? Anyway, what I was trying to say, see, that's only for HV. So what about when you have the mining laser on the capital vessel? Where does all your ore go? There's got to be one, because I put it on my other capital vessel. Oh, here it is over here. Okay. Oh, geez, you got to be level 20. Okay. So what we're going to do, anyways, what I was trying to say is you can put an ammo controller on a small vessel, or a capital vessel for that matter, and store anything you want in it. There's just no point in having a container, a normal container controller, unless you need more than one anyway. So, but it looks like we're going to have to learn this to learn that anyway. So I guess we'll just go ahead and do it. And then we want container extensions. Oh my goodness, are you kidding me? Oh crap. Okay, we're going to have to level. How close are we to leveling? Oh, really close, really close. Okay. Think. Okay. You know, we need those extensions to make the upgrade that I need to upgrade. So let's do this. Let's go ahead and make... We'll just make a container controller for now, but I'm going to swap that out with an ore wood controller later. And we'll make an ammo controller. And then we're going to need to make the extensions, but we have to level up. Now, can I do a combat steel block in here? Hardened steel. I'll bet you we have to have an advanced constructor for that, which I have learned. I just don't have 10 flux coils to make one, because we're gonna have to come up with some neo. I'm sorry, not well. Yeah, I think we might need neo too, but we need sathium. Okay, so here's what we're gonna do. We're just gonna use hardened steel blocks for now, and I think I need 4 of these. Oh wait, no, I'm not thinking straight. I'm not thinking straight. I don't know what the hell I'm doing. Okay, cancel that. All right, where did the where's the output? Right here. Okay, it looks like we're already connected to it. Okay, let's go back. Oh, we need food. I'm like scatterbrained right now, you guys. You guys are all like going, when are you not scatterbrained, old guy? Yeah, you know what we're gonna do? We're gonna go kill two stones with one bird. Because we need more meat too. So we're gonna go kill some stuff. We'll get some levels and get some meat in the process. So let's just eat the last piece. We still have energy bars too, so we're not like in trouble, but I just would like to have a little more food than that. Okay, so let's head on back out here for a second. And we're gonna make a couple of modifications. So let's hop on up here, make sure we're on retrieve blocks. And we're gonna pull that out of there because that was the old style. I think that was the ore. Well, I don't know what the hell it was. It doesn't matter. It's going away anyway. Okay, so we're going to pull those out. Now let's go into here and we're going to grab the ammo controller and the container controller. And let's put one of those right here. Okay, so that's the ammo. And we're going to put the container controller here for now until we can learn the ore controller, and then we'll place it out. And then we're going to make 2 extensions once we're big enough, and put those in those holes, and then we'll patch it back up with the shutters. Okay, so that's that part. Blip 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 blip. Talk. Okay, now we're going to retrieve that block there. And this block over here. Oh, and the ones down below too. Now remember, we didn't have the new blocks when I originally done this, so that's why I used this weird janky block here. We might as well put the symmetry plane on too, so we don't have to work any harder than we need to. This is going to be a ZY plane. Okay, so grab those 4 combat steel blocks. And the block that we want to put in here is... I saw it the other day. I think it's this one. Yeah. Sure enough. Okay, so let's... that. Oh, I was not looking at that, at the angle on that correctly, was I? Let's try that again. All right, so bring that down here. Okay, so we want to flip it up this way and put it on that way. Very good. That looks a little nicer, a little more streamlined. You know what? I don't have a paint and color tool. We need to make one of those too. All right, cool. So what we'll do is we will open that up and we'll just put the shutters in there for now. We don't need any of this stuff anymore. Put the shutters in there for now until we can make those extensions. Okay, before we go out and do that though, let's go ahead and also spawn in our little hover vessel. Okay, so here we go. This is my little camo miner. If you guys have been watching my vanilla series, then I've already spawned this in on the vanilla series. All right, so this is a basic mining vessel. It is an early game mining vessel, early game mining vessel, and it requires level 12. Okay, so it's not that early, I guess, but yeah, level 12, and of course it's got the mechanical drills on it. But it does a pretty good job. The main thing we're going to use this for, you guys, probably almost exclusively, is for mining meteorites. That's the job of this little feller. And so, you know, we can just park it right on up the ramp on top of the warp shuttle and head over to wherever we find meteorites, whether it be on this planet or on the moon. And we're already getting promethium and copper meteorites on the moon and mine to our heart's content. Now, when I hit level 20, then I have an advanced version of this that has more equipment on it, that has shield generators, or a shield generator, and mining lasers. So we will spawn that version in when I get big enough to do so. Okay, cool. Yeah, so that's pretty much it, guys. We are out of time. Doggone, I can't believe it. I didn't even set my timer. I just happened to look over at OBS and realize that we were over 30 minutes already. Well, okay, I tell you what. Let's I'll keep you with me for a couple of kills. How's that sound? Let's do a couple of kills. We doing good on fuel and oxygen, all that kind of stuff? Yes, we are. How about ammo? Yep, we got ammo. Okay. Let's just go find a couple nasties to kill so we can get a little more meat. And usually I can find my little scorpion, spider, mantis buddies just kind of hanging out on the beach. They like to hang out on the beach too, and I don't blame them. And then we'll shoot them in the ass and kill them and take their stuff. Terrible. Wouldn't that suck, man? You're lying on the beach enjoying an alien Mai Tai, and some old guy comes along in the jankiest looking small vessel you can possibly imagine and shoot you in the ass. That'd be terrible. That'd be a bad day. That'd be a really bad day. Alright, where are you, little bastards? I usually find at least one group of them before I make a circle around the whole island. Maybe they got wise to me and they're saying, you know what, we're not going to hang out over there anymore because that guy keeps coming along and shooting us. I'm not seeing him. Yeah, maybe they got wise to us. All right, well, let's go ahead and let's head over to this little area over here. Guys, it's not going to be too much longer. Not too much longer at all before we get into a real ship. I mean, God bless this little ship. It's done so good by us. I shouldn't be knocking it. I'm going to keep this thing forever. I'm going to put it in the Museum of Old Guy. So, you know, in 50 years from now, when people come and visit the Paradise location, which at that time will be, you know, turned into like a huge resort, we'll have a little museum and we'll stick this in the museum, and people will come by and say, yep, that's the vessel that got Old Guy off the dead planet. Oh, there's a scorpion guy right there. So we'll keep this. You know, it has big sentimental value, but it's still ugly as hell. Alright, is there more? There's usually more around. I'm not seeing any more though. Okay, let's land and see if we get ambushed. Okay, I guess we're good to go. Okay, let's see if we can find another one. Another batch. We got an old tower there. As far as I know, I don't think there's anything in that old tower. But it might be worth salvaging. In fact, you know what? Yeah, I don't know. We'll check it out. We'll check it out. Not right now, because we're out of time already. But we'll check it out at some point. If you guys know if there's something in that old tower, let me know. But it kind of doesn't matter because I'm going to check it out anyway. Oh. Turn our brake on here. If there isn't anything in it, though, what we could do is we could, you know, collapse the whole thing and just get all the resources from it, at least. Give us a good supply of steel and all that kind of thing. If it's hardened steel, we'd get a little bit of hardened steel plates, aka Sathium, too. Alright, well, I don't see any more baddies around. Okay, guys, well, oh, there's some of those old irradiated tank thingies. We can walk right on in there with our heavy armor and not even bat an eyelash. Alright, guys, well, we are out of time, so I'm just going to fly around and kill a few more critters so that I can get some meat and, you know, ding to the next level. And then I'm going to go back and make a couple of extensions, pop those on the warp shuttle. Those are Talon guys down there. You know, and then save it to the template, save it to the workshop so as a new version. And I don't think I need to do anything at all on the camo miner. I think it's pretty much ready to go as is, considering what its role is. But I hope you guys enjoyed this episode. If you did, hit that like button and subscribe to the channel. Don't forget to share out the video and leave comments. Those things do help, and I do appreciate it. And I just want you guys to know I really appreciate all the comments, all the support. You know, everybody's watching the channel and enjoying the series. Really, really cool. Really cool. It means a lot to me. I mean, I love to play this game, and I play other games too, of course. But I kind of, you know, look at this as my hobby. And it's just really cool to be able to share with other people too, you know, not just play by myself. So that's kind of why I do this. But anyway, enough of that mushy stuff. Guys, have a great rest of your day. We'll see you in the next episode. Bye-bye.